Just fucking do it. Subscribe now. So the question to ask yourself, why did they come? Especially the ones that have done deals. Because nobody in here is rich, other than TK, and he's not here yet. But so why would you spend 26,000 pounds plus all the auxiliary, bullshit to get here if you've already figured out this? Well, allegedly, ostensibly, theoretically, figured out the system. The same reason, slightly less magnified than the people that haven't, when they leave here, that'll find difficulty with the system. There's nothing wrong with the system, it's you. The system is proven, as I said, somebody, maybe, I don't know if I said it last night, I said it to one of you when I was talking to you one-on-one time. We've had 80 IQ guys do this, and we've had 180 IQ guys do this. The 80 IQ, 400 million, the 180 IQ, 40 million. That can't be more definitive. And since we have nobody even remotely close to 180 IQ in this room other than me, you've got to be closer to the 80 IQ, which is the good news. You'll think, well, fuck, if he did 400 million. Which he didn't. He fell to shit and a bunch of other things happened, but he got the deal done. Now today is a special day, not just because I have the former Queen's picture up here, but it's a special day because this is the beginning of the rest of your life. Or I should say, it can be the beginning of the rest of your life. Some of you have taken it seriously and actually read the material that I told you to read beforehand. Some of you haven't. I said about noon today, more or less. Maybe it'll take till early afternoon because TK is going to be talking for a while. I'll be able to tell who read the material. And I can tell by who read the material by the kinds of questions you ask. Okay. TK said last night, I thought he only asked 2 questions, but he asked 3 questions during the whole seminar. And he also commented that I yelled at him in all 3 questions. It's not the why that you should be concerned about, it's the how. Most of you in this room, because of the way you were raised, you want to know the why. And the why has little or nothing to do with the model. The model is based on accomplishments, and they're not built on accomplishments, like they tell you to have small goals up front so you don't get distressed or embarrassed or disillusioned, and then small goals that build into big goals. Well, that's a load of shit. If you're not swinging for the fence, everybody understand that? Swinging for the fence is all out. When we used to have boxing here, we had for 1 round. Even though some of the young kids wanted to do 3 rounds, 5 rounds, fight to the death, and all this bullshit. It's obviously never been in the ring. And they came out all out, 1 round. Most people were ready to collapse at the end of 1 round. Most of you have never gone all out. One of the examples I use in a slide, Usain Bolt, who was the king of the 100 and 200 meter for 10 years more or less until he retired, had a regimen, one methodology that he used in training for every single day, 365 days a year, for 9 years, 11 months, and 1 week. When he was getting ready to retire, he decided to change his training regimen. And how do we know this? One of my mentees, who is 1 rung below a world-class athlete, has been to the seminar twice, been to the hardcore seminar, and when he was sharing during the hardcore, he said Usain used to work out until he threw up every day. If he didn't throw up, he kept training until he was spent 100%. They used to have to literally carry him off the training field. Now, I know nobody in this room has trained that hard. I didn't throw up, but I used to train till I pissed blood when I was a long-distance runner. If you haven't pissed blood and run 100 miles, you weren't a man. This is before the woman thing, okay? Pissed blood. Not once, not twice, But countless times. That's when your insides, your innards are breaking down. You're pissing blood. So, but after 9 years, 11 months, and 1 week, he decided to change his training. And for those of you that follow track and field, he came in third in the 100, and I believe second in the 200, his last World Games. After being first for 9 years, he changed. The guys that are up there, for the most part, and the gals, are because they, it's their whole life. One of the slides after TK's gone, I'll show his office, what it looks like. And he's got wallpaper that is very similar to many of the sayings that I used during the week-long seminar and that I use in YouTube and I use on my website. And it looks like it's a QLA, a bastion for QLA addicts, his office with the wallpaper. But if you don't, decide, and some of you will decide today, some of you have already decided, some of you will decide the second or third day. It's the saying that when the penny drops or the other shoe drops, when you actually, it clicks. A couple of you, it's already clicked. When I read your homework today, I'll be able to tell more, not dramatically, but more definitively which of you it's actually clicked so far. But once it does click, there's no turning back. There's no turning back. One deal won't be enough. 2 deals won't be. It's like heroin. And you're going to have to continue. If you continue with the process, you'll continue the program until you're not spent. Most of you will get satiated before you're spent. Spent meaning you have no more effort in your body. Satiated is you're up to here. I'm tired of, not being able to see my parents. I'm tired of having to be strong and disciplined with my kids. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. Okay, you've had it up to here. You've had QLA up to here, okay? The guys and the gals that give up, that's why, not because they're physically spent, although I said last night that a third of you will be sick in the next 3 to 6 weeks because you're going to be mentally under pressure. And you can work 120, 140 hours a week, contrary to what you might think. The elder statesman here will have difficulty only because his body's not used to it and he's already, more than a half a century. I can't work 120 hours a week anymore, but maybe 1 week. And then I'm in recovery the next week or week and a half. But I certainly can work 80, 90 hours a week, and I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And the antidote is I don't consider it work. When TK and I were talking yesterday, he loves it. And when he was up here, he loves it, okay? And I love it. Although I've not admitted, but I told you, I shared with you yesterday that it's been a lot more difficult getting you across the goal line than I ever thought it would be. I never thought. Never ceases to amaze me. One, what low goals the kids have, if any, and what their goals are about. Back in the 90s, we had maybe 1 or 2 or 3. During the whole 90s, it said that they wanted to be a billionaire. And 2 of the 3 are billionaires. During the early 2000s, we had maybe 15 or 20. And 10 of them are billionaires. In the last 5 years, now they talk about trillionaire. I have not produced any trillionaires. I've only produced a trillion with a bunch of people. So this can be. Now, how many in the seminar room, raise your hand, have attempted to put your board together already? How many have a board complete? How many have attempted deals? Okay, they're not the same hands that try to put a board together, okay? How many have closed deals? Okay, so there are people in the room that have closed deals without putting the board together, and there's people in the room that have closed deals that have put a board together, okay? Again, if you've put deals together, I would question, why you're here. You're all here because you're at one degree or another afraid. You're all here because you care or want to know why more than how. You're all here because you lack self-esteem, self-confidence, either to go to the next level, or you found it so difficult doing the first deal or two that, there must be an easier way. But I'm here to tell you, there isn't an easier way. If it wasn't tough, you didn't follow the model. When you do like Andrews just emailed me again this morning with another deal closed. Not the one that I told you from yesterday. Well, unless you're doing 20, 30, 40 deals, you will always be apprehensive. I'm not apprehensive anymore about deals. I'm not apprehensive when I get up on the stage. But for the first 20, 25 years, I used to have butterflies in my stomach. And if you don't have butterflies in your stomach, it's because you're not taking it serious, i.e. the example of Usain Bolt. Now, TK is going to get up and not necessarily tell us his secrets. I'm not sure that he's willing to do that, but certainly the process. And this is not a journey. A journey is like a river that meanders. It goes wherever the soil is softest, and the river goes that way. This is a model that has been proven, time-tested for 29 years, me teaching you, and 51 and a half years, almost 52 years, me doing it myself. But as I woke up one day and realized that Mr. Carnegie, who is my virtual mentor, so to speak, was doing this, and I couldn't figure out why, and I think I might have mentioned the reason he did it this way is because he didn't want to give away equity in transactions. Some of you that have done deals in here have given equity, and even some of you, I know TK has put his own money up, which I don't believe in. I don't believe in putting my own money up, and I haven't put my own money up in, I was trying to remember, 80, 81. My money, or our money, Sally's my money, since at least 40 years. And I've done some big deals. And when we talk to Jason Nagy later on in the week, and he has never guaranteed any of his deals. He gets non-recourse money, meaning he doesn't have to pay the bank back. Most of you have, other than through my seminar, have never heard of non-recourse money. You build a big 100-story building in, I guess you couldn't build a 100-story building in Phoenix, but Chicago, the financing is probably non-recourse, meaning that if it all goes sideways, it's not due back to the bank. And as Jason Nagy would say, and he's going to say on his webinar when we talk to him a couple of days from now, is that you've got to hold your nerve. But when you're out there, just as when you're looking for board members and you're looking for deals, in the beginning you're scared shitless you're not going to find board members. And then you're scared shitless you're not going to find deals. And then you're scared shitless that you can't finance a fucking thing. Okay? So it's kind of like the prom is tomorrow night, and you're asking the only girl that's available, and she may say no. So, and it's a numbers game. And one of the things that you're going to learn here is that life is a numbers game, and the QLA model is a numbers game. Now, let's give TKA a round of applause. Young man.